Somebody's as important as I am? That's impossible. Yes, they are. That attitude of gratitude is really going to be the thing that is required from all of us. Hi everyone, welcome back to my next video. Today I want to talk to you about truck stops, Walmarts, rest areas, any of the overnight stops, wherever you are, that you might be making, because we're at risk of losing all of them. And if we don't really be careful, we will start losing them. We are losing them now, so we all have to really work on this. So I want to read an email I got from somebody that really made me decide I had to do this. Let me read this real quick, short email. I've been watching your YouTube videos for years. Now I was wondering if you would do a video on truck stop etiquette. As someone who manages several small mom and pop truck stops and gas stations, I've noticed some very bad manners and bad attitudes from nomads, van dwellers, and RVers. In fact, the owner of all the properties I run is thinking on a complete ban, and I think it's really too bad that a few badly behaved people can ruin it for everyone. So this is something we're seeing all over, that more and more overnight parking is being lost. And if you ask them why, this is almost always why. The actions of a very small minority affect all of us. So maybe it's 5 or 10% who are behaving badly, and 100% of us are going to suffer. If all of us, and I think all of us do at some point, have the tendency to just, I'll get away with it this time. Well, we keep doing that, all of us, a little there, and before long, we've lost our overnight privileges everywhere. So these are my 10 commandments of overnight parking. Number 1 is your attitude, a word he used. He said a lot of them had bad attitudes. And I think a lot of us have an idea, we're so big on rights, on our rights. You owe me. None of these people owe you an overnight stop. I mean, they just don't. It's a privilege that they grant you, grant me. I use them all the time too. If I'm driving across country, I'll be staying usually at truck stops or rest areas, and I have noticed how many of them are closing. And so, or Walmarts or anything, we're losing them steadily, and it's our own fault. So have the attitude, this is a gift. I can lose it just like that. So I think that attitude of gratitude is really going to be the thing that is required from all of us. Everything you do while you're in that parking lot, have it in mind, how is this to the advantage of the truck stop owner? How is this to the advantage of Walmart? How is this to the advantage of the people that are managing the rest area? Rule number 2 is a quick sin adds up and accumulates. So if we all go in and we all behave well, but every so often 10% of our behavior is bad. So if we're acting for our convenience and doing harm to that truck stop owner or the truck drivers themselves, if it's truck driver or Walmart, if you park in the way of trucks parking in Walmart, for example, that really annoys them. And that gives them the idea that I got to stop letting these people use my parking lot because they're just causing me harm. So we can't have the attitude of, I can get away with it once. It's really inconvenient for me to keep going. I'm tired. I'm going to stop here right now. Realize that a minority can really ruin it for all of us. Commandment number 3 is very specific to truck stops. Don't park in with the truck area. So you've been to lots of truck stops, and there's almost always a sign that says this is for the cars and RVs, and there's another sign that is just for trucks, because trucks need a lot of big maneuvering room, and so you and I should never be in that truck area. The thing to remember is this is convenience for you and I. This is not convenience for these truck drivers. This is feeding their family. And that is a world of difference. It's feeding the family for the truck stop owner, for this guy who was a manager. They're feeding their families, and if we cost them business, we're taking money right out of their family's mouth, and that is unacceptable. Trucking is very heavily regulated anymore, and it's all, truck drivers are just all watched by GPS, and they have to have a certain amount of rest. They have to be down. So if this is the last truck stop, and for a long, long time, and he's got to stop to keep in regulations, and we're in taking his spot. Let's say you've got a 45-foot Class A, and you just think, well, I can't fit in the regular car area. I have to go in the truck area. No, you don't. That's just convenience. You chose to buy a 45-foot Class A. This guy's feeding his family. Your convenience is always bottom priority. This guy that's feeding his family is always the highest priority. It's a sacred act, taking care of your family. Or if you've got a big truck, a big dually, and a 40-foot fifth wheel. Again, you made that choice. You bought a very inconvenient vehicle to drive around. You don't get the privilege of going in and parking in the truck stop area. That just annoys all of those guys. It just really upsets them. And rightfully so. Rightfully so. We are in the wrong. Don't do that. Now, that can still apply to other places, for example, Walmart, and you make it hard for the trucks to pull in and out and get parked. Well, then you're, again, hurting the Walmart store. You're hurting each of those individual truck drivers. Don't do that. Rest areas are another where this will apply. There are areas that are set aside just for the trucks because they're 53-foot trailers and great big tractors. So they need those areas. That's not for you. It's not convenience. Your convenience, you can go look somewhere else. This guy, if the clock says he has to stop and rest, he has to stop and rest. And if he loses it to you can cost him his job. And just don't do that. Number 4, arrive late, leave early. So again, this is the bread and butter of the employees in this truck stop, of the manager of the truck stop, of Pilot or Flying J or Loves or whoever it is. And if it's a mom and pop, it's especially feeding their family. Their margins are usually not really big. And so if you are taking up the parking areas, you and I, me too, if there's a too small a parking lot and you and I are taking up all their parking spots, and so when people pull in and they can't find a place to park, so they drive back out, we're taking food out of their children's mouths. I mean, I know that's melodramatic, and you can think, that's just stupid, Bob. It's true. It's inconvenient for me, but it's really important to every one of those employees and managers and owners. So get there late, and if the parking lot's full, move on. Also, park as far away as you can so that the customers that are coming in late at night in cars, you're in the car area, can park as close as possible. Don't set up camp. Again, you've heard this all before. I'm not telling you anything you don't know, but I think a good reminder is very important. Don't set up camp. Don't put out your levelers. If it's hot, your levelers can damage the blacktop. You can put out slides. They lose a parking spot, which they usually don't have enough of anyway. If you set out your picnic table and one of your tables and chairs and on the grass there, and it's just a real mess. So don't set up camp. This is just a convenience, and that makes them angry. It makes everyone angry. Look at that. And that would be my attitude too. I'm feeding my family here. This is really important to me. And I just think that's so disrespectful. And we need to offer always respect to each other. Commandment number 5, don't litter. I mean, the one great thing about truck stops, and one of the reasons I love going there, is there are trash cans everywhere, big 55-gallon drums. But also, don't be out camping for 2 weeks and have 5, 6 great big sacks, 55-gallon sacks of trash, and then go and fill their trash cans all up in their parking area. Don't do that. Don't be that guy. Number 6, don't dump your gray water or black water. Oh my goodness, your black water. Don't even think about opening a valve and draining any kind of black or gray water. A lot of truck stops, I would say the majority, have dump tanks. So if you're there and you already owe them, get that attitude in your minds. I owe them for this gift they're giving me. One of the ways I'll pay back this gift is I'll pay a little extra and get propane and water and dump my takes here rather than somewhere else. If every one of us made every truck stop owner, Walmart manager, rest area manager think, oh man, these guys are great. I hope they keep coming. If we can make them think that, we are all going to benefit. And it takes each one of us doing our part, because it doesn't take many of us to ruin it for all. Commandment number 7, don't hog the bathroom. You know, I don't know if you've been in a really busy truck stop, and some of them are just super busy, but you can't even get to the bathroom in there sometimes. And there'll be at peak times, you know, and peak times are usually kind of the same for truck stops. They are in towns. You'll have the morning rush when the truck drivers are all coming in and taking their showers and getting their coffee, and they're getting ready to go out for the day. And then the evening, it happens again when people pull off the road. It got late, it got dark, now we're all rushing in there. You're just in and out. This is a gift. We're honoring the gift, and we're honoring the people who have given us these gifts. So yes, a quick run into the bathroom in the morning, of course. Everyone's going to do that, and if you're just in and out, obviously that's just perfect, what you need to be doing. They all offer showers, and again, we owe them. We owe them. If we develop that attitude, they're giving me a gift, I owe them. Pay the $10 or $15 and get the shower in there instead of doing it in their bathroom, which just does them more harm. I know this is a foreign way for an American to think, but if we all adopt this really foreign way of thinking, somebody's as important as I am, that's impossible. Yes, they are. We all are, the whole tribe. Think of the tribe. Don't wash your clothes in the bathroom. And I know it's tempting to do that, and I've seen people do that, and I've even been tempted to do that. Oh boy, I really soiled this, so I'm going to take it in and just rinse it out real quick. Don't leave a mess. Clean up behind you. But again, hot water costs them something, and the time you're using costs them something. Again, if we maintain the attitude, they're giving me a gift, and then they'll be glad you came, and we will all win. Number 9 is so obvious that you would think this would never, anyone would ever have to say this. Pick up after your dog. Keep your dog on a leash. Keep him well behaved. If your dog is aggressive, really, I mean, do not, why are you out here with an aggressive dog? If you have an aggressive dog, keep him well under control, and never ever leave a mess for anyone else. Again, when these guys go out and walk around and there's dog crap everywhere on their grass and on the property, what are they thinking? They're thinking, oh, these guys, it's these RVers, it's these nomads, it's these van dwellers. It's not true. Almost certainly it's not true, because as a whole we behave really well. But that's what he's thinking, and that's all that counts, is his perception of us. Number 10, make a truck stop your last choice. And I would say the same, make Walmart your last choice, because they're so convenient and they're so crowded, and we're steadily losing them, that if we don't use them, we'll keep the privilege for a lot longer. If you do use them, these high traffic areas, and you are going to sometimes, but make them your last choice, then if we all treat them really well, then we'll keep them long term. And that's the whole goal, is to keep them long term. And a lot of truck stops are kind of in an industrial area, meaning there are warehouses and different kinds of things like that. And often, if you look around a truck stop, you'll see trucks parked on the street around that area. And that's public parking. You can go park in there, and pretty safely, because you know, the police recognize this is a truck stop. People are going to be sleeping here, and that's probably going to be really safe. And so I will try and be in those if it's possible. Also with Walmart, for example, often you'll find a Sam's Club across the street or very close by, if it's a bigger city. I always choose a Sam's Club if there's one around, instead of a Walmart. That's just an example. There's probably going to be a Home Depot nearby. There's going to be a grocery store nearby. If there's a Walmart, chances are there's going to be something else nearby. And so choose those so we spread the usage around rather than concentrating it on just one area. And number 11, this is just a bonus. Always go in and spend some money. They're giving you a gift, pay them back. And go in and buy a shower, go in and wash your clothes, go in and buy coffee at the minimum. Pay them back, have this attitude of gratitude, had the idea that they're giving me a gift and I owe them, They don't owe me. And if we'll all do that, I think we'll all be very, very happy. Well, folks, thanks for watching this video. I hope you got something out of it. And so it's a reminder as much for me as anyone else. Just the idea being that if we all keep that attitude, keep a right, good attitude, we can all maintain our usages of these things into the future. So I hope you will consider that. So if you got anything out of this video, like us on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, and we'll talk to you later. Bye now.